like me, you think of Subaru as a brand of rally, of performance, the Pleiades star constellation with blue and gold and silver. It's winning on the circuit, it's winning at the stages, but yet it's about practicality. And if, like me, you enjoy the Subaru brand, then this is certainly going to tick a couple of hot boxes. You see, the Subaru Forester has always been somewhat of a sleeper to me. On the outside, it's squared off. It's a mommy car, a soccer car. It's got these large windows, you've got a commanding driving position and stance here. You've got tons of safety systems and features, which we'll get onto in a bit. But one of them which really stands out is this, eyesight. It's little eyes monitoring the road as I drive along here, telling me if a small animal or child or anyone runs out in front of me, telling me if the car in front sets off, reading all the conditions. It's excellent. You've got a ton of safety systems and kit here, but more than that, you're sitting in a high up commanding position in a vehicle which isn't afraid to get its feet dirty. I've got various drive modes here, rock and snow, gravel. You can take it off-roading, but at the same time, with all these colourful red bits around here, this fiery looking stitching here, and that big sport badge over on the back, it hints a little bit of a Subaru Forester's other trick. You see, if I think back some time, the Forester came in an STI version, and that thing was uber cool. It was a family SUV, a mommy car that had sled-like rocket-powered performance, and that is what it feels like this is harkering back to. While this may not be an STI version, they bring a lot of those sporty elements back to the table, and that really is very cool. Yes, it's powered here by the 2.5 litre boxer motor, about 25% more powerful than that of the other models in the lineup. And while it chucks out 136 kilowatts, 239 newton meters of torque, it's not that it's any hot STI version. What it is, in fact, is still the same practical sensibility, still a modern day interior packed with features, which we'll get to in a moment, but it's also a car which is actually really a lot of fun to drive. I really am enjoying it a lot more than I think it has a right to, and a lot more than other cars that I've driven within this class or segment. The other place you're going to fall in love with the Subaru Forester Sport is this interior space. Firstly, I love this fiery orange stitching here, the bunch of sport badges and labels all throughout the interior, and much like being inside of a sports shoe in here, you got a very snug, comfortable seat. It's also waterproof, this material, so incredibly practical if you jump in here in a wetsuit or in some muddy Wellington boots, for instance. And that is where the next highlight of Subaru's interiors come into play. Everything is incredibly well laid out, very well ergonomically laid out. Clear view of my instrumentation cluster up ahead, which says sport and hints a little bit of the red and black sportiness. Then I got easy reach of the instrumentation in terms of the steering wheel mounted controls and setting everything, and much in keeping with a modern day Subaru interior, you got that third screen there floating above the multimedia display. That's all your vehicle related and driver information. The tailgate on the Forester, of course, is powered, so it makes easy to open and load. But then apart from this, if like me you've come back from a day of snorkeling and you've got your gear, it's all wet, much like those water resistant seats, you've got this rubber mat here over the back. Below that you've got a full-size spare wheel as well as your tools. And apart from this, you got nifty tricks here. Look at this little pull-out hook. You don't see that on many cars. Practical. Apart from this little thing here, we've got even a little nifty light there and a power socket. Also, to make things easy, you've got these little tabs. If I pull these, you drop the seats very easily flat from the back here. Now they sit almost completely flat and you're getting a very large luggage load area. This car is all about practicality through and through. S button here. If I push that, it puts it in SI drive. Now I can use the pedals and I can actually mimic a lot of the jumping through traditional gears myself, and in doing so you really can have a lot of fun. This engine delivers great performance, and having a bit of control over the ratios here, or the way it gears, makes it really nice to drive. You couple all of this with its commanding driving position, but yet the abilities of a flat boxer engine, which it has, and that gives it a very low center of gravity, so it feels incredibly stable and planted. It lets you enjoy it while you can at the same time get out there and get its feet dirty. This is what a sporty SUV should be. This is the definition of what you should be looking for. So finally, in saying all of this, whether you're on a long family journey, whether you're out here on a windy pass, whether you're on the off-road or on the trails, or you're on that camping trip, when you want space, you want practicality, you want a menagerie of features, safety systems, the latest in technology and advancements, and you want all of it with a lot of peace of mind, then that is what you're buying into here. If you're wanting a family SUV that's so much more than just a family SUV, you have no right not shortlisting, or at least taking a look and spending a bit of time in the Subaru Forester. In North America, they sell like hotcakes, and while in South Africa they haven't got as much dominance in our market space, they really damn well have a right to. From me, Jason of TechnoBok, I absolutely have loved my time driving the Subaru Forester Sport. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers for now.